Okay, greetings. Okay, I'm going to do a quick little gi review. I posted on Sword Forums the other day about using a gi, Judo gi or a Kendo gi as a kind of off-the-shelf, lightweight arming jacket alternative, particularly for the heat in Texas. Here I am in Texas. I'm wearing a Japanese samoe. Got nice armholes. This is what inspired the original Judo gi that Kano designed for Judo originally, and then was adopted by other martial arts. And so I was thinking about this as a something to wear under chainmail in Texas during our warm weather, because even as late as December, it can be up in the 80s. So a few gis here to compare. This is my normal training gi. It's from War Tribe. I'm not sure if the fabric is actual sashiko fabric. It's made in China, so I'm not sure if that is the actual traditional rice grain fabric or if it's a imitation. I'm not sure if you can tell the grains here. It's definitely textured. It's super lightweight, which is why I like wearing it for practice, but durable enough that it doesn't tear. It's fairly comparable to my very first jiu-jitsu gi here that I wore in Austin, Helson Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. You can see this is actually a little less flexible. It's got a more of a, what I would think looks like, or to my eyes looks like a traditional sashiko rice grain pattern. As you can see, it's got some wear on the collar from gripping, and of course that ultimately is what led me to replace this gi with something else, the failure of the collar here while gripping. All right, so those are two single weave gi that I typically use for training. This is my competition gi. This I know is traditional sashiko fabric because it's made in Japan. It's licensed. The product is licensed through the the International Judo Federation, so it needs to meet quality standards. A little blood stain there. Not mine. And that's what the traditional rice grain, so-called rice grain sashiko. This is a heavy duty type weave, cotton cloth weave that was developed early in the Industrial Revolution in Japan. You can tell by comparison to the other ones, this is a lot stiffer, it's a lot heavier. Even though I've had this number of years, I only wear it for competition, and it stood up well. And it feels like wearing, almost like wearing some sort of armor when you put it on. It's almost like an unpadded gambeson, which is where the idea for this came from. So, one of the reasons I decided to go with a Kendo Gi rather than a Judo Gi is one, the Judo Gi don't have ties like the traditional samoe. It just wouldn't stand up to training. The first time you wear this in training, those ties would just rip off when somebody grabs you. So that was something that Kano Sensei ditched. Another difference is this heavy duty section up in here. It's actually got more than one, it's got two layers here of cloth for gripping, adding to the strength. It's kind of got that quilted pattern. But the lower section here is not nearly as heavy duty. It's this diamond shape pattern, which I don't really think would matter all that much if you're wearing this to kind of distribute the weight of the mail more evenly across the shoulders, and to keep the mail from chafing on your skin or rubbing through light fabric. So that's why I ordered from Amazon. I'll put the link in the comment in the description section to the actual one I bought. This was the cheapest one on Amazon, so I shouldn't have been surprised that, as you can see, it is really lightweight. Even compared to a single weave gi, this is super lightweight. And it's made in China. And if you look, it's got kind of textured fabric reminiscent of that War Tribe gi, but it does not look quite like the sashiko fabric on my double weave. The collar, of course, is not reinforced for gripping, but it does have the ties. I went up a couple of sizes because of my waist from what they recommended on the website. I think I could probably go up a couple of more sizes because the length just goes a little bit beyond the crotch, which is, you know, mid-thigh, which is for judo competitions, that's where your skirt is supposed to be. But the sleeves are really short. If I had a full-length hauberk, this would not protect my wrists from being rubbed by the chainmail. Let me go ahead and take my watch off. But since I have a haubergern, I'm not sure if that pronunciation, some of you guys are going to mock me on that. 3/4 length sleeve, that's not going to be an issue. So this will be my first time actually putting the mail on over this Kendo Gi. I don't know, does anyone else do the little pee-pee dance when they are putting on mail? Let me get the sleeve through. Oh, get my hair out. All right, first impressions before belting it. It does, compared to a t-shirt, it does seem to spread the weight out a little bit over my shoulders a little bit better. So even though this is a lot thinner fabric than a double weave gi, it does seem to do what I was hoping it would do, which would be to kind of spread the weight out a little bit. Anyone who's worn mail for any length of time knows that it kind of, even when you belt it, it still puts a lot of weight on the shoulders. All right, so there it is, belted. It's a humid day here. It rains during the night. It's cloudy. I'm not sure what the temp is, but I'd say feels like maybe upper 70s, low 80s, maybe to mid 80s. So it's not hot, but it's not cool. But in terms of temperature, I'd say that this feels pretty comfortable. I mean, I could tell right away putting, I've got 2 shirts on effectively. So I can kind of, I could tell right away putting the mail on that, started getting warmer right away. But this is not too terribly uncomfortable. It does spread the weight out a little bit. I wish the sleeves were longer because even with these with the shorter sleeves on this mail. And again, it's off the shelf mail, so it's not tailored at all. So that's kind of not really historically accurate from what I gather, that people would have had their mail tailored to fit their body better than this. But you know, one of my complaints with this kind of off-the-shelf loose mail is that it does flap around on my arms a bit, which if I'm not wearing some sort of long sleeve garment does irritate the skin. This, I wish the gi sleeves were longer, because this is just barely long enough, I think, to protect my forearms. But overall, does a pretty good job. For 45 bucks, I think this is a pretty good off-the-shelf arming jacket to wear under mail if you're not doing sparring with blunt weapons like SCA, because this would not provide any impact resistance. But if you're just wearing this to a Ren fair or Halloween, which is I'll be doing in a few weeks, I think that this is a pretty good off-the-shelf arming coat. I think it would be better if it was double weave, and particularly if it had that extra reinforcing in the shoulders. But for 45 bucks, hard to beat. Thanks for watching.